Yo, wanted to make a quick video on self-sufficiency / independence. It is super important today, like super important to be self-sufficient, because I feel like right now people are more dependent on the government than ever, and I don't think that's a good thing. I think it's best when we are allowed to govern ourselves. I'll start with this little thought experiment. Um, do you think that a handful of people, or however many people, are smart enough and able to govern, the world's population? I don't think so. I think a lot of society's advancements, like, telephone or, a bunch of stuff, they were created by a very few subset of high intelligence people. And the thing is, they were specialized in that. So they dedicated their lives to stuff like that. And they were experts at that. But as people, I don't think we, like as animals, I don't think we have the cognitive ability yet to govern over mass amounts of people. It just doesn't work. There's too many different types of people. And two, with all these different types of people and all these different needs that they have, they can't all be met by the government, and they can't all be met by having a strict uniform society. It's not how it works. I mean, with a bunch of things like skills, as in like repairing like your car, making tools, being able to farm, being able to take care of animals that provide you food. A lot of those skills aren't being taught. Now if you go down south, or if you go to other countries, you find a lot of very independent people, and those people are very happy. Like when I go back to my home country and I talk to the farmers, they are very happy and content, because it's a simple life. It's all we truly need. But if our needs are being met by like, let's say, government, and we have no involvement in it, it's too easy. There's no thought process for us that goes into it. It's just, like I'll talk about food. If you had your own farm and you're growing your own food, you're very involved in that process. You know how to do it, and if shit hits the fan, you know how to be prepared, and you know how to grow yourself food. But if your entire life you're dependent on getting food from the grocery store or McDonald's, then when shit hits the fan, what are you gonna do? You don't know how to fucking grow some wheat. You don't know how to grow carrots, potatoes, like, or what if there's a blackout? It's estimated that like the sun was gonna give like, or is gonna give like a corona explosion. I forget exactly what it's called, but like a solar flare that is supposed to hit us and knock out the grid system, which is completely possible. All right, so what happens then? It's not like you can use the internet to learn how to grow potatoes, or learn how to like you can't learn that stuff in a survival situation. And also, when you have this entity, these groups of people that control what you eat and how much of it you can have, and all these different factors, you are at their whim. If they decide to hike the prices, there's not much you can really do. They can just hike the prices. If they decide to cut shit out, not much you can do. But if you are self-sufficient, you can grow your own food. You don't have to be dependent on anybody. I'll use cars as an example. A lot of cars nowadays have all these electronics and all these different things in them. Like with Teslas, you have to go to Tesla to go get your car fixed, because if not, it overrides the system and then you get fucked. But you take like a 1970 Buick, you can fix everything by yourself. You don't have to have specialized tools. All you got to do is have like a wrench, have a couple sockets, and you can really attack that bitch. But with how the future's looking, you have to go to these places. It's like with farming. John Deere situation, there's a whole fight over the right to repair, because if anything goes wrong in one of those John Deere tractors, you have to call them out to come fix. And you know, what if they don't show up for a couple days or whatnot? And that's happened. Like, people would be mid-harvest and something breaks down and they just have to leave it there because they can't fix it themselves, because John Deere has to come out and address the situation, which I don't think that's right. That's why we need to be independent as people, because if we're not independent, then shit like that happens, you know? And honestly, it's much better for you to be dependent on yourself. I mean, obviously, we're very social animals, so I'm talking about this in a sense of like, there's a community of people who are independent and know how to basically govern themselves. That's the best, because right now we have these large cities where nobody really has these useful skills. They have specialized skills like being an accountant and whatnot. You know, that's very specialized. But when shit hits the fan, your ability to be an accountant or, you know, be in a law firm, that's not really helping you, you know? That's not helping you at all. I mean, you could say the benefits, blah, 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 you know how to talk to people. Okay. But I'm talking from a strictly survival situation. What are you gonna do? What is your law firm gonna do for you in that situation? That's why I don't believe the education system is gonna help people in this plight. So I believe it's up to everybody to educate themselves on these things, like how to start a farm, or how to just be more self-sufficient overall. It's I don't think it's good to be so dependent on all these different things, man. I mean, I can't reiterate enough, like, us being dependent on the government, you know, growing our food, controlling distribution, and all this stuff. That's not good. That's not good, because, like, all right, so there's talks of like the avian flu and bird flu's like ravaging the chicken population in these large scale farms. But if we have our own chickens and stuff, we don't really have to worry about that. Yes, you know, they could still get bird flu, but these flus are created because, you know, they're in these shitty ass environments with, you know, they're literally stepping in each other's shit constantly. There's pus everywhere. They're feeding them garbage grain. Like, none of that is good. So when something happens in these distribution, and I mean in these farms slash distributions, then we're the ones to suffer. The people who own them, not really suffering. I mean, yeah, they'll lose profits, but I would say the companies, like the big company, the oligarchs, you know, they're not losing shit. Like, they're losing a little bit of money, but they're fine. Those CEOs and stuff, they're in the penthouse, like chilling, like eating steaks, while, you know, if something like that were to happen, everybody else is just eating cornmeal and like soy products, you know? So we need independence. We need that self-sufficiency. I view it as just necessary, because we as humans, we have this capability for it. And we have this capability for it because I believe it's very natural. Yes, for thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, our people didn't farm and stuff. But once we got that ability, then I just look at it as an extension of our true capabilities. I mean, the fuck did I just say? Philosopher ass nigga, I swear to God. But yeah, we need this independence, and I can't stress that enough, you know? We just need it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is a short little video. Deuces, my people.